Serbian visa. Official.
Pull over for inspection.
Sorry, sir, I can't do that.
Pull over for inspection!
How willing are you to die for your country? I'm ready to go right here, right now.
Hey everybody, this is Jack Silva.
Jack.
We train SEALs at Coronado, so he knows the drill.
Welcome to Club, man.
We need immediate assistance. We are overrun.
State's under attack! Let's go, man! State's under attack! Let's go! We gotta move!
If you do not get here soon, we are all gonna die.
You have a U.S. ambassador at risk.
The ambassador is in his safe haven. You're not the first responders. You're the last resort. You will wait.
None of you have to go. But we are the only help they have.
I called fire support. Never came.
You're not giving orders anymore. You're in my world now.
We have 36 American lives to save.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Killen. I have my own medical practice, and I've been using Doodly now for a few weeks to create these really fun videos to share with patients, prospective patients on social media.
Hi, I'm Brad Callen, and in this video, I'm going to show you how anyone can quickly and easily create doodle videos, just like the one you're watching right now, using Doodly. Our drag and drop
Hello everybody, how are you doing today? So, hopefully you didn't get that goofy ad. Let's see what's going on in the world. So, tonight is the general show, and I thought we would just do some chewing the fat, talking while I work on trying to get this video done. Been doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Let me pull up just so you guys have an idea of what we are doing. So here you go. So as you can see, I'm in Premiere Pro and I am rendering video clips. I am still just rendering every single clip that the camera has. And welcome Rasmus, how are you? Hopefully you got some good painting to go on tonight, because it's going to be one of those chew the fat, let's talk. If you got subjects you want to talk about or anything in the news, please do so, and we'll talk about it as I create some more of 13 hours content as we try and get the tabletop version done. There is over 4 hours of video for each camera to do, and so it's going to take a while to get all this rendered, because each of these, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm going to try and move in here so you can see it. Give me a second here, guys, as I try and do this. But in the video screen up here, let me see if I can interact with it. Give me a second here. I'm going to flip this for a second. Oh, it won't let me interact with that. That's okay. No big deal. So all these video clips you see, that's these white bars. And of course you can't see it because I'm rendering it currently. That's okay. Let me bring this back up. So I'm taking all these little snippets and gluing them together into one video file. So once I'm done, I'll have 3 files done to use. One will be from camera A, which would be, if you're looking at this picture right now, the video screen, as you look at it, it'll be to your left, there's a camera. Camera B is to your right in that other far corner off camera, so you can't see it. And then the GoPro, which Chris, who was our cameraman for this event, would go around and do some things. Now, just as a caveat, this is Chris's first time filming, so you will see him in shot a while, and you'll see him talking in frame, which is fine. But when you're doing a video, the camera person should not be interacting with your talent for the most part, just to create, you want to break that fourth wall, if you will. So, so basically, once we get the editing down, we will then go ahead and put in some special effects and some graphics, which I'll be working on tonight. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, my head is blitzed first week in a new position. Position. I'm assuming that's possession. Position. So you got a new job. Good for you. Congratulations, I hope. So yeah, we're just working the best we can and getting this done. I was hoping to have this done within a week from the filming. It took us 3 days to film. And unfortunately, in that time, we also moved to southern Florida. So, it's not been the easiest to get everything together. So we're going to work on that a little bit tonight. And I thought we would do, a little bit here, a little bit there, and, go from there. So it is one of those things, we want to make sure we're doing it right for everybody and go from there. So, just get you in the mood and be ready. So, yeah, let us begin, and hopefully other people join the conversation here shortly with a little snippet to get you going.
How many? Hello? Hello?
GRS, muster to CP right now.
I thought it was gonna be a peaceful night.
No, I need more information than that.
We got Chief.
sir.
How many?
20 to 40 attackers. State personnel is separated into several positions.
Listen up! None of you have to go. But we are the only help they have. 2 vehicles station ready. Let's go. Move, move!
Helps if I have my microphone back on. So that was a little incentive video to kind of set the pattern to what's going on. Let me bring the chat back up. Welcome whoever's joined us recently. So as you can see, I am rendering videos in Premiere Pro, and then I'm going to be working into some other workspaces here. So quick discussion point as you do your hobby tonight. We did in the last podcast, we had a question that we put out to all of you. Where do you see our podcast going? And several people responded that they felt that we have wandered from our original mission, which was moderns. A couple people said, they come to us because we're one of the very few that concentrate on modern wargaming versus historical, which they can get from everywhere. So I do see us going back to that format in a bigger way, but I don't know if I want to get totally away from historical content altogether, just because it opens doors for us to create content and add more members. But I think like Thursdays is dedicated to moderns, and then Gaz has his Bruin Views on Tuesday nights. So that's your hobby painting. On the podcast, obviously, will be a lot of modern sprinkled in with some other little bits. So it's a fine balance you're trying to find to keep your original audience happy and to grow your channel. And modern is such a small niche in wargaming that it can be difficult to grow your content, but we want to make as happy as possible. So we'll do what we can, and we'll make sure we don't wander from our original mission of presenting you with good modern warfare content, while sprinkling some of the other things to pique other people's interest as well. So let's do a little bit of a discussion. Give me a second. I'm going to hop over to Premiere if I can, which I can't because it's going to do this to me, and yeah, that's not good. Well, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, let me jump back in here, and let me see if I can interact with it now. Nope, it's not going to let me. That's okay. So what I wanted to show you guys is the table itself and how it plays out. So as you look at the table, there's Marty to your left and myself. Boy, do I need to lose weight. To your right. You have the ambassador's compound right in front of you. So we built this on a 6x4 table. Everything is custom made other than the small building to your right front. That is what we used as the CP. That was the State Department CP. And the white building that's in front of that is the 13 Feb Guards Barracks. And then you have the ambassador's residence, which is that building closest to me. And then you have the large green grass area. That is the soccer field or football field or pitch. And then you had an orchard to the right of that. And then in the back you had a vineyard. There's a small area right by where my left hand would be is a gateway to the pedestrians. The pool, obviously, that Marty created, and then another orchard. So we took satellite imagery of the compound and recreated it. So we used a lot of different manufacturers were involved in this. Big Jim Oriskany is in the house. Welcome, Jim. We're just doing a chew the fat discussion tonight as I work on trying to edit this here. So the walls of the compound itself are made out of corkboard. Just so that you get any hobby shop. That we used a mixture of PVA glue, some gesso, which is a white primer you use to prime canvases for oil painting, and some house brownish tan paint. I mixed that together, and I literally started brushing on, and I found that to be a lot of work as the cork soaked it up. So I literally made a big bucket of it, and I dipped the wall parts into it and just completely covered them and then brushed excess away and then let that sit. It took about 2 coatings, but we got it. And then we made it stand up. So what we've decided is that when we created this, that Jim had created the transit game. And if you remember in the transit game, it what was I going to say? In the transit game, everybody's got to the compound. Teague, I believe, was incapacitated. He was severely wounded to the point of incapacitated, and Roan was severely wounded. We did a wound check, if you will, and neither of them died, but Teague was still pretty much out of the fight. He was not active in this scenario. And Roan, we stabilized, and we went from there. So let me see if I can, while I have this, I'm going to enlarge the screen here. Boy, do I look terrible. Can I get a better picture? All right, so this is the GoPro. All right, so here's a good, let me back up a little bit, guys. If I can find it. Okay. All right, let's see if that works there. Let me go back into OBS, and I'm going to transition over. All right, so here's another angle of the table, and let me bring chat up. I'm working with one screen, so please bear with me. I'm usually used to working with 2 to 3 monitors. I only have the laptop screen right now. So what you see, again, is a far angle of the table. And let me see if I can do some magic here so I can work with you guys. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I have a pointer and we can manipulate video. Let me bring chat back up. Bring that over here. I can put that right there. I don't need all those buttons right now. Okay, so if you look over here, so this was the main road. This is the north gate, the main gate. This is Sarissa Precision Gate. This is Sarissa Precision Building. This is Footsore Miniatures SUV, armored SUV. Over here was the Ambassador's Compound, which is again by Sarissa Precision. There is another vehicle right here, a blue sedan. That is Footsore Miniatures. A lot of the actual miniatures themselves. Let me see if I can get us a close-up of the miniatures. That was an interesting camera angle. I remember a lot of the stuff will be cut out. Hey, Miney Doodle. It's my dog. Yeah, I'll talk to Chris about it. And I'm just trying to get. I know we had some close-ups with the GoPro, so I want. Sorry if it's giving you motion sickness. Don't mean to. These miniatures here. Here, let me go into full resolution. And I can actually 25% it. Nope, I want to go 100. Okay, there. Now we've got a nice close-up view. So all these miniatures here and here and here, these are all Spectre miniatures. So this was a culmination of a lot of different companies that make this successful. So as you can see, the table turned out really well. I thought we did a really good job on it. You know, not to toot my own horn, but what you can see in this actual video here is the compound's on fire, the Ambassador's residence. That's what these markers are right here. Those are tea lights that Marty made with cotton, spray painted, and some yellow so that when they light up, it looks like flames. So this is into turn. I want to say this is turn 11 or turn 4 for us because we started on turn 7. It took Jim and Gaz 6 turns to get to the gate right here, and then from there we picked up the action. So what happened was we had the teams divided up a little bit, and let me see if I can get you some more video here. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Hey, Novus Templar, welcome. I'll have to write down that wall coating mix as, to my recipe book next to Beast of War's Magic Mix that they use for cement on the tabletops. No problem. That was just something that we came up with, and you just got to get the ratios right, mostly to the gesso and the PVA, and then you color it with whatever paint. But it came out really nice, and with the cork, it looks really authentic. So basically, what happened was, when we enter the compound, this is Teague, and this is Boone, right here with the sniper rifle. We made a decision when the team entered Now these guys were not here. This we'll tell you the story about this in a minute. But when we entered the compound, we decided that we need to make the rush for the ambassador's residence to save the ambassador, and that we were going to make a play for the compound, the guard shack, or the CP, if you will, to the right of this picture. And because Teague was combat ineffective, we decided that we would have Boone, since he has a sniper rifle, take high ground and get Teague to the vehicle to secure him. So that kind of took them out of the fight, we thought. So what happened was, in the grand scheme of things, this team here was one team. There's two of the guys here, and then the other three, Roan and Oz is over here, and the interpreter. That's the interpreter right there, if you can see him. I wish I could. Let's see. Maybe I can get a little bigger for you. Let's go to 200. Woo! Yeah. Maybe not that much. Let's go to 150. So the interpreter is right here. The interpreter Oz and Roan are here. You had Silva and who am I forgetting? Silva and Boone, Oz, Roan, Teague. Oh, I'm forgetting somebody. It'll come to me. But we ended up having these guys go secure the vehicle because if you look, let me go back to, there's a whole bunch of baddies coming around this building here. What happened was in the turn, and again, this will be in the video, but I thought I would, give you the step-by-step, the Monday Night Football review, if you will. There was a whole group of baddies that went in through a back door here trying to break into the ambassador's safe room. The ambassador's safe room was right behind where the smoke column is. Basically, what we did is we kind of played the rules where as each turn went on, there was an increased risk of them setting the building on fire, and then we had to make checks to see if they would stay in place or would it become too much for them and they would try to attempt an escape. So, as you can see, right here is the ambassador and his state guys right there. So what happened was they finally made it out, thankfully, but you had bad guys coming this way, you had bad guys coming this way, and then a whole bunch of bad guys, based on our spawning rules, came through this gate and engaged here and then kept on running. So it was like this is all kind of happened simultaneously, right? So it's not like, well, these guys here. So there was some combat, they pushed some guys back, then some guys made a run for it. And then, these guys were holding off guys over here. We threw some grenades. That kind of busted their morale. And then good old Oz with the saw just laid waste and just started holding this area right here. And so we did a lot of rule adjustments, if you will, and as we played it, based upon what we thought the scenario would be, what the conditions would be at the time. Because we used Skirmish Sangin's playtest rules as our basis and our foundation, and then we went from there. So we made some changes as we went on. All right, let's see where else we have. So we're discussing. Oh, nice face. So you can see we got guys coming here. Table looks. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. So let me see if I can give you a little bit of background on this. Oh, why is this playing out here? Hold on a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I need to fix a preference. Preferences, audio, audio, audio output, headphones. Let's see if that works for you guys. Well, I hear it. Okay, let me change the setting.
86.
There we go.
Are they under suppression? No. Okay, 86. You want to roll this one?
There's a. All right. Survey says
60.
All right. So now we got to roll damage on those dudes.
Yes, sir. Bob George Henry Frank.
And again, it's just a matter of where they hit.
So it's 3d10s.
1, 2.
And it's 2-inch is the range or firepower. So anything within 2 inches of them is considered in that target.
Yeah,
so.
Well, they're all in base contact. So
okay, 2 inches.
All right. So what we're doing there is we're figuring out damage based on the weapons.
5, so 18, and their armor was 7.
Yeah. So he mows them all down.
So that's Oz with the saw.
Oh, thank God, you finally got me.
Based on the rule set there, let me. Based on the rule set there, you can use it as a, kind of like a spray weapon. So, it's an awesome weapon. Yeah, that's right, 249s. Honestly, if it wasn't for that saw, we would have lost. Carried a saw through most of infantry school. Almost blew myself up with one too. How do you blow yourself up with one? But hey, whatever. Well, you're lucky because at one point I was the RTO for our company, and I carried a Prick 77, extra batteries, the aerial antenna. I also carried M16 with an M203, so I had a Grenadier's vest, and that's what I parachuted with in the 82nd. So I had, the Prick 77, extra batteries, all the equipment that goes along with that, plus my ruck with my stuff, plus my M203, plus weapon, and I had an M9 Beretta because as a Grenadier you get a pistol too. And then I carried stuff for the captain as well, the CO. So when all's said and done, my loadout was probably almost 200 pounds. That's including shoot. So I can tell you from 800 feet combat jump, it takes no time at all to hit the ground from 800 feet fully loaded. So that's what we call, when you're fully kitted up, it's called a combat jump. Not like an actual in combat, but we call it a combat jump because it's your combat load. I can remember my friend carrying an M60. This is when we still had M60s. So he had an M60. His gunner's mate had the extra barrels, extra ammunition. We all dropped like rocks. So, 249. Awesome weapon. So as you can see, he's laying down cover fire. He wipes out this section here. We've got, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. I know it's a little fuzzy and I apologize. But you got the ambassador standing right here with his state guys. These guys right here are holding down these guys, and Oz and Roan have just laid waste here. So as you will see, there's guys coming up here. Let me go back to 100%, and let's continue.
Now we make the turn.
So we got to use our action points. So this is where we changed up the rules a little bit. Let's have a rules discussion. I know I've got a few people here, very experienced players, and we have people that have created rule sets. So the way we originally played it was one action per turn. Then we determined that just didn't seem realistic, especially for highly trained elite soldiers. That in one turn you moved or you shot or blah blah blah. Oh, that's cool. You bought a full-scale replica. I don't know out by you if you have Roll King, which is a farm supply store that also sells guns. They actually had semi-auto saws for sale. I almost bought one, but I couldn't justify $9,000 for a semi-automatic, rifle. But I really, really wanted it. So anyways, back to what we were doing. So as you will see once this video is all completed and we finish this up, we changed some of the rules mid-stride to make it seem more realistic in the moment, to flow better. And again, we're using playtest rules, and we want to say to the guys at Radio Dish Dash or Dish Dash Publishing, you guys have a really good set of rules. We just butchered it, to be honest with you. We took it, we crumbled it up, we took out parts we liked for this game, and then we changed what we thought we needed to for our benefit. So one of the things we changed is we determined, in the rules you get 3 action points, and then there's phases. So there's like 10 phases, I want to say it is, and based upon your initiative, you get to go in each of those different phases. So you could actually activate like 3 or 4 times. But we determined, one, if we did that for all of our units that were on the board, it would have taken much, much longer than the 4.5 hours of film that we have. And we determined that untrained guys wouldn't have as many actions as highly trained elite soldiers. Based upon conditions, firing, combat, people dying around you, you being shot at yourself. So we decided to go and change things a little bit around. So that's what you're seeing here is I'm turning Oz as an action. So he did 1 action, he shot. Second action, he's doing a 180-degree turn. And then you'll see that we pick up some more action here.
Well, you're only moving him at this point, right? Because he's the only one shooting. So that's action point 2. So he has 1 left. Are you going to try and shoot at those guys?
I just wanted to stop this because I just saw Rasmus's comment. Do you know you were close to Camp Perry in Ohio, where they have a FMP store where you can go buy actual World War II Garands, or not FMP, CMP, the Civilian Marksman Program. You just have to be a member of a certain organization. You can go and purchase off the rack an M1. So if you're looking for an M1 Garand to go over your fireplace, there are some there. As because I am a full service operation, give me 2 seconds and I'll direct you right to it. All right, let me bring OBS back up and let me see where I'm at. And I'm going to just do a quick move over here so you can see that. Okay, so let me bring the chat back up. Let me answer Jim's question real quick. Nothing against skirmish. I think Bill and Marty had a total of 80 combatants on the table, so the battles was just too big for the full skirmish rules. We did have 80. I think when we counted at one time between our GRS operators, the 6 of them, the State Department guys, and then everybody else, we did have close to 80 miniatures on the table at that time. So, yeah, it was crazy. All right. Oh, no. They sold out of the 1911s. They got a whole bunch of 1911s in. Oops, let me transfer this. Sorry, guys. They got a whole bunch of 1911s in. And yeah. So here's your 1911s, M1 Garands. So you can go here. Oh, COVID's really hit it. But you can go to the CMP and order. So you can order, you can go to the store. I don't know if the store's open due to COVID, but you can order ammo from them if they have it. I'm trying to see where they have the rifles themselves. Let me see. Sales and services. Opportunities to buy. Most orders shipping 2 to 4 weeks. Enfields. 1903s. M1 carbines, which I don't think they have had any in quite some time. 22's M1 Garand. Yeah, so they have very limited. We'll help to open up rifle types guns once restocked. So what happens is that no, I don't want a video. We all know, but basically what happens is you go on their site and you can see what they have in stock. So here's the current stock. Let me bring the chat up again. Sorry, guys. So you can see sold out through November 16th. That was sold out when they were sold out. So rack grades, field grades. So right now they have some field grades, 850. Service grades, they have some service grades. That's a Remington. That's the code. RM is Remingtons. Sold out. That's an International Harvester, believe it or not. The tractor company, yes, you heard that right. They made them. But if you want a service grade, some of them are going to cost you $1,000 because basically what happens is it's International Harvester components. They're very rare, so the rarer the company, the more they're going to cost you. Special grade is like totally refurbished. They do have some. There's a partial refurbished special rack. 650 will get you one. These shoot. You can shoot with these. Sniper models, they've been sold out for a while. Sold out. Drill rifles, those are non-working rifles. The drill, so if you're looking for some rifles, I still have some available. Dang, I might have to buy one. I have my M14, or actually it's not an M14. It's called the M1A1 or the M1A, and it actually is an amazing rifle. It's based somewhat on the M1 Garand, but modernized. Let me close this down here and bring the chat back up. So Rasmus, there you go. I mean, it's literally a few hours from where you live. You can go there. You just have to meet the edgeability requirements. So there you go. So to get back to some of the other things, like we said in the video, we based the game on skirmish Schengen rules, but I'm trying to see where we can be. We had a good time. We really had a good time on this. Let's see where we're at with this.
40, 41.
Oh, we're counting the miniatures.
43 on the table.
Oh, we'll
right
never
now.
have all 65 on the table at one time.
We really thought we were going to do better. I'm not going to lie.
All right, so here's where we're going to change it up a little bit. You know how we said that each guy has 3 activation points?
Right.
We're going to use 3 activation points. Because I was thinking about it. Yes, how they have the phases in there. And, like I said, when the final rules come out for skirmish, we'll definitely play them by the rules and go through it. But
by the real rules.
Not the real rules, not the homemade rules. But these are professionals. So they should be able to use all of their AP points. So if they move and it costs them 1 AP, they should be able to shoot.
Yeah, they get 2 more.
Right?
Yeah,
they're highly trained. They're elite. That's so yeah. In that case, so elite should be able to use all AP points. Do we do the same for the bad guys because they're
all
mutts?
They're all novice and civilians.
Yeah. So I say they get to use.
So they get their 1 action regardless of how many points.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That and we gotta try and give ourselves a fighting chance here. Crying out loud! I mean, Boone is the baddest mofo in town. Yeah. I mean, he's been taking his lumps. He's been carrying Teague the whole time. I mean, he's killed like 4 dudes. I mean, he's done the majority of the killing.
Yeah.
Because he can't move. Because every time somebody else comes through the gate, then he's gotta shoot him or stick a knife in them or whatever.
Okay, so next thing to do would be initiative, but we're going to change it up a little bit just because we have a building on fire. All right, full smoke, on fire. We have one more room that it could spread to, and then the big flaming mass comes out, right? Your big flaming mass?
Yes.
So at this point in time, things have gotten pretty hot and heavy in here, okay? We need to make that
sorry guys.
right now. It's a
here I am.
Flight
just sitting here watching the video, and you're watching me watch the video.
Because
Sorry.
they're not going to care if all these people out there
Thanks,
are
Jen.
burning out, right?
I would take my chances making a run for it at some point, and I think we're getting really close to that if we have not reached it.
Okay, so we need to make so we said it was a 60-40 for this next time we did it. So it's 60% that they would leave, 40% that they would stay.
Yep.
Okay? So you want to roll the die?
Survey says.
Survey says.
They out! They out.
Alright, so. I'm hitting
So
the face. I'm
what
like,
is going on right now is
alright, so we're going to pull them to this side for now.
the
and then they can do
bad
their
guys.
move. Well, they're not armed. Well, I guess
the
those two
the
are
two
like
DSS agents are armed.
Okay.
Ambassador
Not the bad guys. The
Stevens,
State Department and the
currently
ambassador are
armed.
making their move.
No, I meant armor. Armor.
So they're making their move. And so we determined that we were gonna get out. So so we're almost to the end of this video
we
clip.
have to give them a penalty for that. So who's the leader of this group? Not ambassador, because he's not in combat. So it's whoever the DSS senior would be.
All right, so that would be Ubin
Okay.
with initiative of 10.
Uh-huh.
So he's got the high initiative of the.
Okay, so that's pretty much where that video clip ends. I can't shut it off right now because of because of I'm still rendering it and I'll lose the work I'm doing. So basically the ambassador gets out. So not to give away the show, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of what's going on. Let's just put it this way. We proved, yes, that is an actual sheepdog, Jen. That is my sheepdog, Hermione. Hermione Leia Skywalker Lomax is her official AKC name. That's my love and joy, my Hermione. So basically what we've decided is that in the future, sorry, I'm totally losing my train of thought. So what happened is we proved our hypothesis. Kind of, truly. What we decided is if the GRS had left within... Sorry, I'm looking at my teeth going, what is that? Anyways, it looks like I'm missing a tooth. Boy, it's amazing what you can do when you're looking at yourself on camera. Anywho. What am I talking about? Our hypothesis. So our hypothesis is if the GRS operators were to leave on time, that they would very likely save the ambassador. And based upon the gameplay we have done from the transit game through the miniatures game, we saved the ambassador. The ambassador in this scenario survives. Now, obviously, it's not truly scientific. There's a lot of scenarios or variables that we didn't address or put in there, and we should have played it a whole bunch more times, shall we say, to see a more scientific outcome. But for miniature wargaming, we proved our hypothesis that he survives. Based upon how we played this and everything that happened. So, yeah, it's interesting. Rasmus, I'm going to just might be getting an American Civil War saber from the wife's aunt uncle that passed a few weeks back. So the fireplace might be spoken for. That's cool. Now the question is, I'm assuming you're in Ohio, so that would probably be a Union saber versus a Confederate one. It'd be interesting to get a picture of that. I'm very, up on my American Civil War. You need 100 plus playthroughs. I don't think so. If you come to the gaming weekend, we can play it a couple more times, and you can see if you get a different outcome. I personally would like to see a Confederate saber. I think they're a little bit more rare, if I'm not truly mistaken. But yeah. So let's talk a little bit about some other things real quick. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was, Jim does a tremendous amount of energy, puts a tremendous amount of time and energy into Sunday's wargaming. And we understand things slow down and, things gets in the way. Is there something else that you guys would like to see on Sunday's gaming with Jim? I told Jim that, if there wasn't any takers for this Sunday's weekend, that maybe him and I could do a live stream and we create a tabletop scenario or something like that. I was trying out Tabletop Simulator. I'm still not comfortable with it at this point on how it works. Because that way people can be a little bit more interactive when playing some of the games. I was playing Panzer Leader on it. And basically, it's just a virtual table. It does not do any animation for you or anything like that. You place the pieces yourself. You roll the dice yourself. You have to know the rules. Chris is in the house. Hey, Chris, how are you? So, we thought maybe that might be a way to do a virtual gaming club. And then maybe that would relieve Jim of some of the burden sometimes. I know he enjoys building that stuff. I'm just looking at other avenues that other people, so that way we don't always have to rely on Jim to do a lot of the heavy lifting if we have things set up. And I know Tabletop Simulator has quite a bit of material in that. And let me see if I can pop that up here real quick. Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator. Where are you? It might be under this. Not that. Okay. Let me see if I can get that to come up here. Anyways, so we're always looking for creative ways to keep you guys involved. And I wasn't expecting it to be that much. Hold on a minute, guys. I want to make this a smaller window. Where is it? That's not it. Stop it. All right. Well, I'll have to run that through a different monitor. So unfortunately, it's hard for me to do on this monitor. But that was the theme music for Tabletop Simulator. Let me go back to Workspace. Home screen. There we go. Okay, so it's one of those things that we're trying to give you guys hobby opportunities. Outside of with COVID going on, we have a play for this weekend, but overall it's getting thin. I totally got it. Bill, whose dog as the big fuzzy guy on the floor on the ground? Whose dog as the... Jen, have you been drinking? What? Whose dog as the big fuzzy guy on the floor of the garage? Whose dog is the big fuzzy guy on the floor of the garage? Are you asking whose dog is it? It's my dog. That's Hermione Leia Skywalker Lomax. That's her AKC registered name. Yeah, anyway. So we're looking at, going into some virtual tabletop gaming to help Jim and see if that will help bring some people in, under those avenues as well. And remember, there's a contest going on when this video releases. There's actually two contests. One was the prediction of the outcomes, so we'll announce that winner. And because I didn't give away all the details. And the second contest is there's a hidden miniature on the table, and if you guess correctly who that miniature is, you will win a prize. So, yeah. So there's a lot going on. Jen cannot type. She's a teacher. She should be able to fly through that kind of stuff. So hobbying. Chris has got a lot of stuff going on. I'm down here in Florida. I brought my Victory in the Pacific. Is that what it's called? Victory in the Pacific, the Warlord game, miniatures sea battle game. And I have my North Hack stuff. So we'll be working on that. It's been kind of rainy down here the last few days. Stormy and rainy. Not been the most ideal tropical weather. Other than that, you know, I've got to get this dang blinged video done so we can get it out to move on. So guys, you know, we hear what you're saying about content, and that you know, you come to us for more of the modern stuff that you don't find elsewhere, and I'm happy to continue cranking out material for that. But we also do want to mix it up with a little bit of other historical avenues as well. But like I said, we'll make a major dedication to the moderns. Between Jim and I, we cover quite a bit of the modern stuff. Chris is doing tremendous work right now in the French Indian War, which I'm very interested in. You know, down the road, I wouldn't mind seeing some Civil War stuff. You know, if you guys have ideas, shout it out. You know, I still want to do a drug cartel table at some point. Maybe that'll be one of our tables for the gaming weekend. You know, and we'll do some video and painting on that as well. Thankfully, we have a whole bunch of guys we can use as baddies for the cartel that we just painted up for Benghazi. So we can definitely use those. And then just create some different miniatures. Yeah, you know, I wanted to give you guys an inside look at, you know, some of the things going on the table, and you know, some other things, and give you some inspiration and to some of the stuff we're doing. And yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. Sorry, I keep losing track of what I'm trying to do here. And you know, we want to keep going and go from there. Let me see, I'm going to pull up another thing here. Copy. I'm just doing some quick editing on the fly. And doing, again, bear with me guys as I do this. Here's a little inspiration for everybody. Okay, so what you're seeing is Overwatch and Intel. They're looking at approaches, they're looking at enemy positions. Look at us. Yeah. Boone. Doing Overwatch. A good interpreter is invaluable. An interpreter can make or break an interaction. Why is the audio not working again? Well, that's very unfortunate. There we go.
We're looking at a lot of Russian SA-7s.
Tell him to maintain eyes on the truck as long as he can.
We're gonna find his stash, and we're gonna level it with a hellfire.
There you go. Find his stash and level.
I was affected. I have family members that were affected. My husband's 4 family members died.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Carlos Jimenez failed all of us. What was Carlos Jimenez thinking when he gave himself?
If I have one more political commercial, I think I'm gonna just go crazy. So, anyways, little initiative, different scenarios you can come up with. Let's see. I'm gonna catch up with some themes. Let's see. We have drug cartel battle this Sunday using the system created for Transit game. I seem to have a game date with Marty at the weekend for some blood and plunder. That's awesome. Chris says, "Oh, that's cool, Jim." And then Rasmus, "That's cool. I've been watching a lot of content on the game, and in a few weeks when I start to have an idea of what I do for work, I'd be up for some HK ops." Excellent. An interpreter can make or break. Gaz learned that the hard way in one of the play tests. Very true. I'm thinking there might be another round of some HK ops coming for the colder weather for those people up north. It ain't gonna be me. Not here in the Florida Keys, where it's gonna be like maybe 74 in the cold part. Ooh. Sorry, didn't mean to rub it in, but I do. Anyway, really what we need to do is do some live broadcast of Jim and I on a gaming weekend. And I'm not talking via internet, I'm talking in person, right? Get Jim down here to the Keys, or we go up there to them, whatever works, and we set up and we play live, right? And maybe we can get you guys to be our battlefield commanders as well, and you can direct us, and what to do. So, depending on the game, you can say, okay, I want you to move this unit here, this move it there, and so we can do some live interaction. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody, but I would love to do that now that Jim is only, 3 hours away from me at this point. So, we can do a gaming weekend live and in person. So I'm really looking forward to that, and going from there. So, yeah. Very exciting stuff, people. So, Chris, what do you have to report? What are you working on right now? Snowing here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Canada. It's been snowing since mid-July. I suffer if it goes much above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, you're a Viking, for God's sakes. You're from that area, Rasmus, you probably melt if the sun is out too long and you're in it. Walkabout games, yes, play in person, definitely, most definitely. Yeah, we just got to pick the game, and then go from there, and make a weekend of it, and we can do some live broadcasting. And like I said, we'll get you guys involved. Maybe we'll have somebody sign up for each team to be the commander in chief or whatever level it needs to be, and then you can help direct, and then other people can join in as they want to, and we can play it that way. Yeah, I think that might work. Other than that, also another thing I wanted to bring up to everybody that's listening or watching, what do you think of a format change for Rasmus has a date with a mouse in Florida at some point when stuff gets back to normal. Yeah, we just were there in August. No, September. September, was it September? August? Somewhere around there. We were just there. September. And it was interesting. We got to go to the Star Wars experience, and I got my lightsaber. Now, I didn't get to build it. It was, you pick a hilt, and, so I got the Legacy series, and I got Luke Skywalker's, and it's freaking amazing. I can't wait to actually build one, but the lightsaber's there. It's not some cheap, thing you find at some store. The thing has heft to it. The electronics work amazing. It's just really well done, and I'm very happy with it. Walkabout Game says NAM or French and Indian Wars. Nice. He's working on those. If you guys haven't checked out the posts on the SITREP Facebook page, please do so. He's posting some good material there as well. So yeah, guys, keep us in mind. And, lots of things going on right now. Look forward to an official priming Warsaw Pact North Hag with airbrush this weekend. Nice. Have you been printing any more add-on vehicles or units for North Hag? They did release a couple. We talked about that on the podcast last Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry. What I was saying about the podcast, it'd still be an audio, but what do you think if there was also a video Teams version as well that we would post just like on YouTube and Facebook? I would take the audio from the broadcast and just put that on our podcasts and then upload the videos. I don't know. I'm just trying to mix up things and see if we can find something that works. Some people like to see the interaction and things like that, and other people just don't really care and they just want to listen. Taking my kid for graduation to see the mouse. Excellent. And by the way, Chris, I liked how you have your son dressed in all health and safety gear. I saw he had his yellow safety gear reflection pants and shirt on while you guys were digging your sidewalks to lay down the gravel. Well done. Health and safety would be very, very happy with you. That was a big surprise for us when we were over in England for our first salute. And, we're in the big center there for the setting up, and they're all making us wear safety vests, and we're like giggling, Dawn and I were, because we're inside of a building, and they're like, well, you could get run over, blah blah blah, and we're like, okay. In the U.S. it's like, you're reading the newspaper, eating a sandwich, and talking on your telephone while you're driving a vehicle in some of those scenarios. So it's definitely different. So yeah. So we're just looking to shake things up and have some regular broadcasts, and there will be another general show next Thursday. Hopefully we'll do some actual hobbying, get some of the stuff going. So I think we're going to leave it at that, unless anybody else has any final thoughts. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. I know the announcement went out a little late, but it is Thursday night, and we try and do our regular programming every week. So Thursday nights is the general show, and it starts at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah. I really appreciate everybody's time and attention. And make sure you check out Jim's live stream on Sunday for some drug cartel action. That'll be exciting. So, we'll go from there. So, guys, thank you. This is Bill for the SITREP podcast, and we appreciate everybody and everything that you do to make our hobby what it is. And Rasmus says, I used to see the bus drivers in the UK reading the paper. Chris wrote, LOL, yes, all our work gear has it. That's funny. Health and safety, buddies. You want to make sure you're all really well safe. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more in-depth hobbying going on. And please make sure you tell your friends. Share the word. Get us out there. Like, subscribe. If you have ideas about content, programming, new things that come out that you want us to check out, games, miniatures, let us know. We will reach out to the companies and see if we can work something out to get a review of some different things. We are very happy to do reviews. We're non-sponsored, as you can tell. We used to have a sponsor, but we don't. It's pretty much just us. And this way we can present unbiased attention. Even if companies send us stuff, we're under no obligation to provide a favorable, warm and fuzzy review. We will tell it like it is. We'll tell you the good, the bad, and the okay. And because we know that dollars are very, very limited in hobbying, especially in these days and times, and we want to make sure that you guys are getting the best of what this hobby can offer, because nothing will make it worse than getting crap and turning somebody away from the hobby or finding something that's just not fun. So if it's a game, you want us to review it or try it, let us know. We'll reach out to the company, or we'll just go pick up a copy, and we will let you know how it goes, and we'll do a full video review, unboxing, etc., whatever the case may be. So you can make your own informed decision as to whether that is right for you. So there, and again, guys, I want to say goodnight. Thank you very much for joining us here on the General Show, and I appreciate everything you guys do, and we just couldn't do it without you. So thanks again, and we will see you next time.